Hi everybody, Vicky here. It's time for another video. It is challenge number 3 from Roxy over at Roxy Creations. So it is little document envelopes, policy envelopes. I'll get it right in a minute. So I thought I might do a little. I'll have a foot in both camps this time. I do have some 6.5 by 6.5 to fold, so we'll just get on and do it. I don't know, sometimes I just put mine over to the side. I don't mind my seams being over to the sides. Now these are going to be little ones because it's 6.5 by 6.5, so by the time we fold it in, I'll measure it in a minute. So these are going to be our little policy envelopes. I think they're really cute, these. I use these quite a bit. I've just barely folded that enough. So 15, 1, 2, 3, just a smidge over 3. Probably should be about 3, but you know what, we'll get away with that. So I just grab my bone folder. So this is the same 6x6 Kaiser Craft pad that I've had for a long time, so it's a good thing to be using it up. Now I didn't look at what Sue did, and I didn't look what Roxy did, because I don't want it to be like a sausage factory. I mean, the basic construction and all the rest of it's the same, and if I was to do it like either one of those ladies, that it would be very nice. It would be a wonderful job. I'm just trying to mix it up and keep it a little bit. So I've folded it there. I better show you, hadn't I? So fold it in like that, and then we're going to fold it from the top, so that now how do we do this? Thinking. I guess it's a little while since I've done this. If I fold that over, I think we do that, and this is the bottom. So before we glue it, we open it up, and we want to cut this side and this side out. And do you know the thing that gets me every time? Before I show you that, we just cut above the crease line. Just take it a little, just a fraction above, and then it's going to fold up like that. So I want, isn't it terrible? Clueless, she says. I'll do it this way. Can only be wrong once. Cut it in there like that, and then we want to, once again, just cut just above that fold line, because that will make it sit in nice and neat. And so that's our bottom, and this is why you cut just above the fold, otherwise you get it folding over on you and it's extra bulk, and then that little bit there, I mean it's hardly anything at all, but it's just enough to make it not sit properly. Now it's a while since I've done this, so I might just make myself look like a bit of a silly billy here. So we'll open this up. We want that side, so this side will go down. So I'm thinking we'll cut it. It's very hard for me to see that fold line. I'm having trouble. So we shall cut along there. Like I said, angles left and right. I always have to pause and think about it. But I kind of think if I look a little bit dozy, that's okay, because hopefully that'll mean I'll cut the angle the right way. I'm just going to fold that back on itself without creasing it. I'll put you there. Oh, I am making a muck of this, aren't I? Now, after all that mucking around, I've got to hope I've got it right. So that goes there like that, that goes there. Oh, look at that, just like I bought one. But it's still a bit off. Just snip that along there. So there we have the basis of our little envelope. It looked a bit clunky getting it to there, but we got it there. So what I'll do is I've got some others here. So now that you've seen me do this one, I will go ahead and I will do the others that I wanted to do, and then we'll come back and we'll do the next stage. So we've got them all closed now. I'll do the side closure, and then we go back to the beginning, which I don't know which one it was, but this will do. So we'll do the bottom, close up the bottom now. One, two, three, four, five, six. I did do some music paper pockets, but I did it. I should have known better. Once paper gets to be too old, it's not really strong enough to hold a structure, like with folds and wear and tear. So I'm pretty sure a couple of goes in, and I tried to strengthen it with some washi tape, but it's just not going to stand up to the pressure of, so I did all that, but I'll cut that down and use that for collage or some such wonderful thing. Once paper starts getting fragile like that, you're better off using it for collage, but certainly not something like a little policy envelope, policy closure envelope. I should have watched the girls enough to know what to call these things, shouldn't I? Coin envelopes, that'll do. I have no idea what I'm talking about, can you tell? So now we've done that, what we have to do now is we've got to put our little closures. So I'll have more of these than I need to put them there. And it probably might have been smarter if I had have made the top longer, but I didn't, and I don't think I've got anything smaller than that, because I've done them all, they won't go to waste, but I don't think I've got a smaller circle to use. So thinking what will I do? I wonder. If I put that there, put you there, so it'd come out so what I'm thinking is these are little brads with rings on them, so I'm thinking maybe if I attach the twine or whatever I use to that and I can wrap it around, then I only need one of these, and that compensates or allows for me having such a small flap. So I might do one of those and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going through, because I've made my flaps a little bit small and I've used a 1-inch punch which is too big, I'm going to use this little brad. I believe it's a Tim Holtz one, and it's a little brad and it's got a little ring through it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to put a little bit of paper on the back, on the inside flap, so that you don't catch on that closure. Plus I'm not that fond of that sitting there like that, so I'll just put a little bit of glue on there. Make sure I don't go over my fold. Back a little bit, so that's a bit. and we'll press it down so that that bread's there like that, and then when we open up we've got that lined. That's fine. So it was a pretty messy glue job, but it's cut off, so it doesn't matter. So that's that one done with the top. Now I'll go through and see whether or not I've made the rest of the flaps too small, because if I haven't, I will use one of these. Yeah, it's just too big, isn't it? Just doesn't look right. So I might go through and we'll get all these brads in. We'll do a production line. So I'll me trying to eyeball things. It's like I get a little bit titchy about trying to do that. Usually end up off. So we'll get this in. Make sure the circle is going the way we want it to. Open up our brad. Make sure it's sitting how we want it in the front. Yep. So I'll just push that down, and then what I've done is I've just cut the arms off, just cut it down a little bit because they're just a little bit too long. So that goes there like that. That's done. So now we'll just glue our that's on it. This is it. Make sure we know where that fold is, because we don't want to go into that fold. Just want to go like that. I should take the time to go and wash my hands. They're a bit mucky from inking up. So of course as soon as it comes near the wet glue, it comes off and stains. So that's that one done. Okay, so now we're up to, I've done all the little brads, so we're going to, hopefully without sticking our fingers, I've marked where this one's got to go. We're going to put the little rings in, and yep, I got my finger but it didn't go in it. Just a point touched it, just enough for me to get my finger out of the way, one would think. That I would be smart enough to do that without putting sharp objects into my hand. Now this is where I'll drive you all crazy, and dexterity isn't my strong suit. Oh, well, that was easy. So then now we've got that. Now what I'm going to do is I've got this tape. I'm just going to go in, I'm going to put it over the prongs of the brad. That way we shouldn't get any fouling on things that we're going to be putting in and out. And yeah, we don't want those little prongs catching. We want things to slide in and out nicely. So that's in there. So this one, it's a real production line. Time to clear our desk. Let's clean up. I love my clean up method. And we now have got 6 little queen pockets. So that's the front of that one. And the back, I've used on all of them the same closure, the little brad with a ring through it and a little round with a brad in it, and it's just a wraparound like so. Very easy. And then that's what I've done on the front of this one. So there's that one and this one. It's pretty cute. And then this one, yeah, I don't know if you can pick up, there's actually lace that wraps around all the way around it. And then I've just got that little bit there because we're doing pretty this year. And that's very pretty. Then we've got this one. Now that was just a very tiny piece of scrap from the journal cover that I made, and it was really fit for the bin, but didn't make it to the bin, so it made it on here. So happy story. There's that one. These silhouettes that I've done, I have been doing them. I think they've been around as long as what me stenciling my journal pages have been. I love them in the silhouette and the black. I think it's very striking. So then there's this one. So this is a little bit of fabric that came off from the ruffle that I did. And then there's that one. So I've tried, even though I've used the same die cut, I've tried to make each one of them look just a little bit different. So that's a wraparound as well. So this is my third in Roxy's challenge, Rachel at Roxy's Creations, and also Sue from Paper Inspirations. They are both inspiring me to do some things like this that don't take up weeks and weeks of things to do. So I hope you enjoy my interpretation of the two very clever, very talented artisans that I follow, and that's it. So be kind to you and be kind to the person standing next to you, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.